Welcome to our History of Psychology group presentation, which will be done by Eva, Emily, Lauren, and Maria Ashley.
William James, one of the founding fathers of psychology, posed a pragmatic test of the importance of human consciousness. Imagine you are deeply in love with your sweetheart, and every adoring glance and every gentle cares you will take as a sign of your sweetheart's love for you. Then one day you discover your sweetheart is not a conscious human being, but a technological, advanced, artificially intelligent machine, cleverly programmed to exhibit tokens of love for you. Now that you know the truth, will you still love your sweetheart? Why or why not?
Here we have some questions we would like you to think about or consider while listening to our presentation. What do you believe love truly is, and how does a person display it? Are there different forms of love? Is technology able to grasp the humanistic concepts that are taught throughout the course of life? Technology may be able to distinguish if something is right or wrong, or as well as positive or negative through its programming, but is it able to comprehend why? Is the physical touch from an AI equivalent to those of a human being? Does it differ between individuals? When you realize that the machine has been programmed to exhibit tokens of love for you, does the lack of natural intention affect the manner you perceive these actions?
Our group is against loving their supposed sweetheart after finding out that it is not a conscious being.
Now for the main argument of the presentation that will be discussed in the next slide. The main argument of our presentation, we wanted to tackle three aspects of our point. So we will tackle emotional attachment. So it is possible to fall in love with an AI machine, and then AI itself, because a machine can only complete the tasks that they were created to do, thus there is no further development, and we come to the realization that once the truth is revealed that it is AI, said person will have to reevaluate the situation. As for the first reason that will be supporting our main argument, we will be talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. As you can see, starting from the bottom of the hierarchy of needs to the top, the AI completely skips and does not meet the basic needs being safety and physiological needs. The esteem needs being prestige and feelings of accomplishment, or the self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. The overall goal or purpose of this AI machine is to only provide the individual with their psychological needs, being esteem, belongingness, and love needs. In addition to this, the self-actualization needs are not met due to this lack of basic needs. All needs have to be established before the acceptance of love for this AI. The individual cannot simply skip to the psychological needs without creating the foundation of Maslow's hierarchy. So if we were to break down this pyramid, we can start from the bottom. The physiological needs said food, water, warmth, rest. It's unable to provide those basic needs unless it is programmed to do so. But in the case that said individual has fallen in love with the machine, we are going to assume that the AI machine its only purpose is to fulfill the belongingness and love needs. Therefore, again, completely neglecting all of the other basic needs and self-fulfillment needs. Then, if we were to skip all the way to the self-actualization, which is one of the most important aspects of the pyramid, these needs are also not met due to the AI's inability to assist their partner in further development. So achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. this person that falls in love with AI may not reach their self-actualization because they're only relying on the fact that this machine is only giving them that love and belongingness that they crave. But it only halts there, and there is no self-improvement within the individual being with this machine, therefore not meeting most of the needs in the hierarchy, and this person's development or self-development will also be neglected at the end of the day.
Reason 2 focuses on the id, ego, and superego. When focusing on Freud's id, ego, and superego, we are able to put ourselves in the thought process of the individual in love. With this, we can consider the balances to outweigh the pros from the cons of the current situation in regards to the love felt towards the AI. Starting with the id and the pleasure principle, which focuses on the sexual or life instincts, as well as immediate satisfaction. Essentially, this part deals with the fact that on impulse, this person may be feeling like they are achieving these said desires or expectations that they want from a partner, displayed through the AI's comfort and reassurances. Referring back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this individual may receive this pleasure principle, but nothing more than this. Continuing on to ego and the reality principle, where the individual balances both views from the id and superego. This is where the understanding that it is simply a machine that cannot develop further with the individual as a conscious being throughout their life stages. It has only been programmed for that specific stage: physical touch, falling in love, etc. And lastly, the superego and morality principle, focusing on the part that judges us and makes us regret our feelings and actions. This can consist the acknowledgement of society's opinions, expectations, normalizations, etc. The realization that it is simply a machine built for a purpose and once again not able to grow or develop with. Knowing this will also most likely stop him from pursuing this love interest based on the fear of lack of morality. We can identify that this person is mainly following their id in the sense that they are unintentionally disregarding the reality principle and morality principle. Prior to the realization of the truth behind his supposed lover, where they will turn to their ego and superego.
Our third reason is Erik Erikson's psychosocial development, 8 stages of life. We'll be focusing on intimacy versus isolation, 6th stage, 18 to 40 years of age. We disagree that an individual may still be in love after finding out it is not a conscious being. Our decision is based off of Erik Erikson's 8 stages of life, with an emphasis on the 6th stage, which is intimacy versus isolation. We believe this because during this stage, emerging adolescents and adolescents increasingly seek intimate relationships that they can establish, maintain, and promote with key people they can trust. They need to establish relationships that allow them to acknowledge their vulnerability. The individual is looking for a life partner, someone they can settle, grow, and experience real life things together with. The individual may be obsessed over the idea of being loved or having a life partner. Although, when finding out one will not be able to share physical touch or feelings with that individual, they will no longer be in love. When reaching that intimacy stage in life, individuals want to increase and maintain the intimacy. If one true love is a robot, that is not possible and will lead to that individual feeling isolated. The individual may believe that they are in love with the artificially intelligent machine, when in reality they are in love with the perception of love, which is programmed within the AI machine. Although they may think that they are in love and that the AI is their quote-unquote sweetheart and or best match, the knowledge of its true form will enable something in their mind that will remind them that this is not a conscious being. This means that this could lead to an unsuccessful relationship due to the fact that they are unable to grow with the individual/AI throughout their stages of life. This machine was only suitable to satisfy an individual on the basic foundation of a relationship and lacks romantic things like intimacy, physical touch, mutually feelings of being in love, etc.
The above content has shown that through Maslow's hierarchy of needs, id, ego, and superego, and Erik Erikson's psychosocial development, why our group is against loving their supposed sweetheart after finding out that it is not a conscious being. We appreciate you taking the time to listen. Thank you for watching.